Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight. It's
Let's go! Let's go!
Third! Super Kick Party! Yeah, pay the money for that. No one. And of course, you gotta get the coffin spin. Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Happy Wednesday to one and all. And happy first night back from after AEW All In. Oh my goodness, what a card, folks. First of all, hello, everybody. Good to see everyone today. It's been a bit of an interesting day, to say the least. And I don't usually, when people say that, it's usually not a good thing. So, apparently, one of my Google is not allowing me to access anything through my Google Drive app. It has to all go through the it has to go all web, and that's it. So I've been spending all my day pulling everything off Google. Not been fun. Nat, how you doing today? Good to see you here. Just trying to get some lights behind me here so it's a little brighter. Hope you're doing well today. Had a bit of a bug yesterday. I think it was... I'm pretty sure it was, you know those pre-cooked chickens you can get at the supermarket? Spend $10. I grabbed one of those for supper last night, and I think that's what got me yesterday, so... That's why there was no stream yesterday. We're going to try and make up for it a little bit tomorrow. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well, and had a lot of time to reflect, relax, soak in everything that was AEW this week. Soak up everything that was wrestling this week, because let's face it, there was a lot of good wrestling. Chicken hit me with a hidden the thing is, it wasn't anything, like nothing was coming out or anything. It's just, I know I got a little bit of an acid reflux from it, so that would cause a little bit of problems and whatnot, but had a little bit of fever this morning, and for the most part, it's cleaned up now, so thank goodness I'm okay. But match of the weekend, Io Rhea. I don't know, man. I'm still somewhat, like, it's apples and donuts when you're dealing with AEW versus WWE. I think in many ways I might go for the tag match. The Bucks versus Omega and Swerve. Maybe Takeshita Bandito as well. Yeah, like there's every promotion this weekend outside of WWE main brand, well, Saturday Night's main event. I think every show delivered. Every show delivered. Except for, well, I haven't seen NXT, and I'll be honest, I'm not going to. I don't have time to watch it right now. But I heard every show delivered on the weekend. And I'm loving it. Oh, yeah, that's right. Hangman Page officially sent out a press release declaring that today is official Cowboy Shit Day. So it's going to be interesting here. It's also interesting that the trope that you always have to, once you're defeated as a champion, you have to go away. Seems like that trope's going out the door tonight, where Powerhouse Hobbs, Mark Briscoe, and Hangman Page are going to be taking on the Death Riders. I got a weird feeling this is where Darby shows up. I do have a feeling that's when Darby shows up. So, is Joe dead? No, he's showing off a movie. He's got flames going out of his head. It's been well noted by multiple sources that Joe was written off so that he could go do his promo work for for Twisted Metal, the new season coming out July 31st. So that's why he was written off. I'm assuming Ospreay's getting a couple weeks off too. And he'll come back he'll be back for the next show, so. Or he'll be back for the next pay-per-view, right? For Forbidden Door, since it's at home. I got a feeling he's got a few weekends to give him a couple weeks to relax. He's been going at it pretty hard for a while. Sort of like what I would think I would do with Moxley, but unfortunately, he just decided he didn't want to do that. So, sorry, I turned the volume down. I'm seeing the peak out there a little bit. No, the one thing I like about this weekend more than anything else is no matter what you're into as a wrestling fan, there was something for you this weekend. With Japanese wrestling, they had TJPW in Dallas. For the hardcores, of course, you had the main event of All In, as well as some GCW. You also had, for your conventional wrestling, we had the ROH show. We had, like I said, we had the tag match. We had the Okada Omega match if you're a nostalgia buff. We had Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné if you're looking for dream matches. And if you're looking for women's matches, well, Evolution delivered. I know a lot of people, well, a few people. I don't want to say a lot of people because it really isn't that many. We're shitting on the finish of Evolution, but it made so much sense to throw a curveball out that nobody was expecting. But all right, the curtain has been lifted on Dynamite tonight. And they're starting their 3-week residency here in Chicago. So yeah, they're literally spending their next 6 shows in the same venue. Which during the summer is actually very smart on the behalf of Tony Khan, right? It almost sounds like Tony's lost his voice. Is it just me or... Mr. McGee, how are you doing here today, sir? Good to see you here. Oh, and on behalf of everybody here, got to make sure you get one of these in here.
You know it's all about the
I got to find some way to get the mic up for me here, so. I can't hear the sound effects, but I'm definitely going to have I got an Adam Cole sound going now, so. I'll fix, I didn't have a chance to really clean it up, but. Thank you. This whole scenario right now is pretty perfect, too. Hangman Page win the title. They got 3 weeks in Chicago. Punk can't say a word about it. And I get to hang out with all of you, which is actually something I really enjoy, contrary to what, you guys might think some days. I'm a little fired up today. You know that whole thing about secretly Punk bought a ticket? Oh, by the way, did you see Bailey's post on Instagram saying she was backstage for All In? And then flew all the way to Atlanta for the next day, which is a shock to me because nobody got out of Arlington in a decent shape. There were some people stuck there for 3-4 days. Listen to this crowd. But yeah, this is so smart by AEW. Picking up this Chicago venue. It's a smaller one for the summer. Because let's face it, summer wrestling, how do I put this politely? It's a shit. They don't have, like, how are AEW crowds as loud as 10,000? we're getting the whole thank you bit. You deserve it. Now it's gone to a we deserve it chant. Great. And all of us that are here tonight. My God, I think Hangman's going to cry right now. Uh-oh, don't use the word revolution. God damn it, show the logo while he's pointing at the logo. Cameraman, fix it. Does somebody come on and interrupt? I think they're going to wait till the most of the speech is done. Then you'll probably get the Outrunner or the Death Riders and just set up the whole main event scenario for tonight. It's amazing the discourse right now, not the Discord. Discord's great too, but that's beside the point. AEW is just such a positive atmosphere right now. You got to find it really amazing how Hangman is truly their number one homegrown champion here. They're not having to worry about anything else. He's literally the homegrown champion. There's no other promotion. Like, he did a little bit in New Japan. He was in the early Ring of Honor, but nothing else. Oh my God, an Orange reference. Let's go. Guys that are on the show, we're going to get a Michael Cole reference here, or Adam Cole reference. Switchblade! Copeland. Just pop after pop after pop here. Oh, crowd, watch out. You might get sued. Darby with a pop. You notice he's eliminating one name out of this whole conversation, right? It almost feels like it is. I got a feeling I know who's going to be cutting this off here right away. Unless he's going to say it. This crowd is fired up. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. Wow. There you go. No, I'm not going to thank Nana. Very rarely will you thank a manager that isn't your own. That's just a traditional thing, Jay Quick. Cowboys do cry. Oh, here we go. And millions. There we go. That's better. Hey, we got our first swear word of the night. Sorry about the dark chat there, chat. Because we're not using TikTok, I went to the better screen for our chat conversation there. But yeah, I'm gonna find it interesting what they're gonna do for this main event. I got a feeling somebody's gonna get added. Darby's probably gonna get in there. But this is gonna be an insane night of wrestling here. Okada's gonna be in action. We're also getting what is it? We got that $100,000 match for the women. Where is it? There we go. The belt does look good on him. Yes, absolutely. I'll agree with you on that. We're getting Bandito, Jet Speed, and Brody King taking on Josh Alexander, Hitchesero, and the Young Bucks. We got Willow, Statlander, Thekla, and Queen Aminata for $100,000. The easiest booking solution you could do in pro wrestling. And we're also getting Mascarada Dorada versus Kyle Fletcher. So Dorada must be around for one more week here. Good old Machine Head. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Like, this is insane, this match here, the tag match. And the one thing I guess I'm probably the most proud of, more than anything else for AEW, yes, we had Shuri, who, by the way, just announced that she has to get shoulder surgery, as well as Alex Windsor show up. They literally used homegrown talent throughout the entire show. They didn't have to bring anybody in who hasn't been on an AEW show before. Hey, Bray. It's Hangman's house right now. I don't know if we're going to see Swerve tonight or not. I got a feeling we'll see Darby tonight. 2,151 pyrotechnics done. I wonder how many of those are for Hangman, or sorry, for Omega's entrance. My God, Tony Khan was so pissed off at everybody saying that it was gimmicked. The that shot to the head was gimmicked, that he literally put close-ups of them stabbing Moxley online this morning. Swerve versus Hangman. You don't need to right now. You really don't. They're different personalities. There's different, like, they've made peace with each other for right now, so you don't need to run it right now. The good things come to those who wait, my friend. You got to remember, this is also essentially the 6 weeks where it's a little bit weird on how they're going to book, because they got to include the New Japan guys into this soon. Because Forbidden Door is the next pay-per-view, right? Oh, this is amazing. Oh, this is a song I didn't hear earlier, yeah. Who should face Hangman at Forbidden Door? I couldn't tell you right off the top of my head. I think it should be somebody from New Japan, of course. I just haven't been keeping track as well as I'll always default to champion versus champion. So Zack Sabre Jr. versus Adam Page. But I really don't know, to be honest, off the New Japan roster. There's enough guys there. It's just I'm not familiar with them enough to do it. I would like to see it be, however, one thing I would like to say is I'd like to see it be somebody from New Japan. I don't want it like last year where it ended up being Swerve and Hangman as the main. I own a Nissan Sentra. That was rude, Bucks. By the way, good to see you, Zodiac. All I can say is, Paige, watch your back, as MJF can cash. Tony Khan actually hasn't put out the rules yet about the contract. And he said that in the post-show press conference. Which I found funny, that Saturday Night's Main Event wrapped up and Tony was still taking questions. Because I was watching the second half of Saturday Night's Main Event while I was having supper on the old YouTube here in Canada. And then all of a sudden that was done, so it sent us right over to the media availability. And I guarantee you, Jay, quick. By the way, I found that funnier than hell. I guarantee you that that was an excuse to get Renee out of there as early as possible because of what was going on there with John, right? Because you got to think he had to get stitched up somehow, right? Like you just don't slap some band-aids or some hot glue on it like Sabu and just go. Moxley's a tough son of a bitch, but being that he's a father, he's not dumb anymore. Lifelong Edge fan, so glad excited he's back. Hey, I'm glad he is. Osprey legit injured? I don't know. He could be in the same breath as Rollins legitimately injured, which apparently he was told, John Pollock was told already that this was all work, right? I I personally believe that, he just needs some time off right now. No, they corrected that on the website, Nats. That was fake news. Osprey's not an EVP, neither is Swerve. That was somebody in the media department didn't get the memo right off the bat, or that was fabricated. So, well, Dorada is absolutely, this is another case of you see what's going. I'll get back to your question here in a second, Bray. But when it comes to Dorada here, like he's another example of you let him work his style, he will do work. Because for those that aren't familiar, he was Sin Cara in WWE. And what they tried to do is WWE his style. And you can't do that with him. He just was going to keep floundering because the adaptability of what he was doing. This is the Sin Cara, yes. Oh, no. I'm getting my luchadors backwards, aren't I? It's Mystico that was Sin Cara. That's my bad. My bad. It's what happens when everybody wears the same type of mask. I'm just like,
you idiot!
But yeah, Bray, going back to your question earlier, what are they going to do with Danielson? Absolutely nothing. That was a one-time spot. You come out, you say hello, you beat people up, you get the pop, you leave. It's a tool that you can use in your toolkit. It's a cheap pop you can get once in a while, but I don't see Danielson getting anywhere near a consistent run here in AEW again. Nor does he really need it. It's also under the category of I can just... Are you shocked Bill lost? Follow up. Are you unsurprised go? I am not shocked. I was trolling the world thinking Goldberg would win. He's going to lose his last match. Am I... Best answer I can give you, Nats, for the second half of the question. You're doing a retirement speech. You're getting your retirement match. And basically, the scuttlebutt about your match, first of all, is, oh, they're just there because, they're trying to counter program AEW's biggest show of the year. when Goldberg wanted to deal with this for about 6 months. That's what he's like. They started the program 6 months ago, and everybody just forgot it until 3 weeks ago when we're going to put Saturday Night's Main Event in Atlanta the night of All In. We need a big match, so we're going to bring Goldberg in for his retirement match. The fact that they had the injury and they had 40 minutes to do the main event, and they still couldn't get the whole final, his final speech on TV. Like, I get why it would get cut off on TV at this point, because you got a hard cap at 8 o'clock. NBC ain't changing that. They're not as lenient as TBS or TNT, because the program after this, or the program after Saturday Night's Main Event, was probably paying pretty good money to be there. Sort of like the same way that sort of the same way that I think after this, they usually have movies on TNT or TSN. Bray, by the way, for the record, Kyle only hit 3. He was only allowed 3 swings. The first guy hit 1. So, yes, I was watching it. Yes, I know the rules. A little bit crazy how it ended, but oh God, standing code red. See, I love, like, Bray, just to comment about that. I love finishing the All-Star game that way. It's actually good. They should add swing offs to. It's the weekly challenge, sir. It's already in there. You just got to go find it. It's the weekly challenge. It's not in Diamond Dynasty. It's in. And no, you don't do swing offs just because. Like a guy like me, when you. By the way, we're going to be doing. We're going to move River City Girls to another day here. We're going to do the weekday classic tomorrow on stream, just so you guys are wondering here. And I'm like, good for him. Who faces Okada tonight? Already in the ring. You're not gonna get a high-end challenger tonight. You might get a Max Caster. No. That I don't think you go with that. That just. I highly doubt it. You never know. I think you get an already in the ring match. Then you have after the match one of our great promos. Yeah. Well, it was either going to be the first catcher or a rookie to do it. One or the other. Was hoping for a returning Jay White. It could be Swerve for all we know. It really could, Nats. No, this turned out to be a hell of a match to start off. Jesus. And Fletcher just turned it into a lawn dart. Speaking of that, maybe instead of Jay White, why not make it Juice? Juice could always be a very good pick in that point. Okay, we'll hear from Dustin on Saturday. Fletcher will show up and cause shit. So, I do believe the way it's going to work is we're going to get 2 Saturdays in a row. And then we get a Thursday right before SummerSlam. So, that makes a lot of sense. My God, Renee is great at being condescending. We'll be around Saturday. Go, yeah, you're going to that Nats. You're going to the Padres Nationals game. That's fine. I love this. Got a thing on Monday, Reds and Nash. You know what's bad? Fickle. Oh, God, really? Any port in a storm, that is. I'm just going to leave that right there. Just because that's what that sounds like. That's not the best way to phrase it there, Mr. Excalibur. And now we just whip into commercial. Honestly, I didn't expect a lot of wrestling tonight. I expected a lot of recaps, a lot of please go check out a replay, go pick up the VOD on the pay-per-view. The night after a pay-per-view, you want to give people a chance to recover. And for any long-term injuries, you want them to build up. Sort of like what happens with our 2K25 runs now, because you have your big show the night before the PLE. And during the PLE, you only get like four people wrestling at most. Think the Dodgers go back? Who knows? Everything's so up and down in the major leagues right now, it could go either way. Right now, I've just been basically following the Jays for the most part. I haven't really kept up on the National League at all right now. But no, it wouldn't surprise me if they get back there. All you got to do is make the playoffs, right? And anything could really happen. But yeah, I wonder if that promo is just to set up this match tonight, or is it something a little more long term? Because I do think Kenny comes back before Forbidden Door. My personal feeling is we're going to get Gabe Kidd versus either Osprey or Omega. I'd love to see a North American audience get a chance to watch Gabe Kidd take on Kenny Omega. Just because of the way the first match went over in the Tokyo Dome for Wrestle Dynasty there. But yeah, after what happened on Saturday, I expect a bunch of wrestlers to be taking at least this week off. They're running on Skeleton Crew for the most part this week. Enough to get 2 shows over and everybody else could just take a week to chill. Because yeah, the way as stressful and as the way everybody showed up on Saturday. And here's the other thing. I wonder if they're going to start segregating these rosters a little bit more. Like keeping Bandito on ROH a little bit more consistently. We already know Athena's working main roster now. And we're probably going to see her tonight. Because Billy Stark said she's coming in tonight, so. It's probably what you're going to see. My God, unhinged MJF is different level. That's what they did last year with it, and it failed miserably. Bobby facial expression continues to tell. Yeah, he's just disgusted. Like he's like, can I have that? Can I have that contract? Because I think I should be the one who's going for the championship. Because you know that's where they're headed eventually. Bobby is not going to be sitting tag team for his whole time here. At least AEW doesn't have sponsors everywhere. Like now, I see a table on WWE who's going to go through the Slim Jim. Can I be frank about all this stuff when it comes to Slim Jim and all the markings in the ring and all that? Does it really matter? if a promotion can make money because somebody wants to slap a Slim Jim on a table, I don't think anybody's focusing on the fact it's Slim Jim. I don't think they're focusing that it's Maybelline, New York in the middle of the ring for Evolution. But at the same time, if a promoter can get a whole bunch of money, no pyro for you. Taz choke out Callis, do everybody. I love the fact the Bucks are like, well, I'd like to do something, but I can't. I honestly thought Jet Speed was going to win the titles. Because what, are you trying... And of course, as soon as I said Bandito was going to be more on ROH, well, here you go. Super kick is the most overused thing in wrestling, like the spear? No, the headlock is. Is anybody using the super kick as a finish anymore? If anybody was using it as a finish, I'd agree with you, Bray, but everybody's got to remember the DDT used to be a finishing maneuver that would put people in the hospital. I actually prefer the fact that everybody's using these moves that 20 years ago were considered finishing moves, and now they're just they're just transition moves for more than anything else. All right, until Buddy Matthews gets back, I want Bandito and Brody as a tag team. Seriously. The chemistry is there. And they're a nice little combination between the two, right? Callis is trying to get Shivani slapped here. Honestly, I haven't watched Raw. I didn't watch Raw this week. I was pretty much in bed by the time Raw come around, so can't comment, Bray, either way. I know Nick watches both promotions. I don't. I don't have the time for it. Well, this looks like a lot of fun here. Alexander and Brody. Uh-oh. Now it's time to get serious. Josh. Ow. And the Bucks just peace out the second that they hear that chop. Smart. Smart on their end. Oh, here we go. For anybody that watched Ring of Honor on Friday, after Bandito beat Takeshita, Hechicero came out to basically call out Bandito. It looks like this might be the feud going forward into Death Before Dishonor. And if these two can put on a 25-minute match in Ring of Honor for the title, I was going to say, how is it a little far away to have Lucha Libre popular in Chicago? But that actually makes sense, you know. To be honest, if there's one city I'd really like to go for a wrestling show, it'd be Chicago. Not only for that, but also the fact that really, Bray, really. Uh, Mainly because if you go to yeah, okay, skip out the 15 years in the middle, McKerndy and Bray. I'm sorry, I don't include that. Because he really didn't have to do anything his first. That's like saying a baby was at a show and that's his first official moment at. Here's an example for you. Josh Alexander's kid shows up after a TNA show. It ends up having to be chased out of the ring because Moose cashed in a guaranteed contract on Alexander. So then you're telling me that was that kid's debut. Dom will have the all-time record for WWE longevity. No, Hogan will show up in a, you know those on Futurama, those heads in bowls. No, -1's about 10 years behind. My God, these two teams are running well. But McKerndy, Dynamite's been good so far. We've only had 2 matches tonight. The Jacksons have been ribbed all night. As we're going to a commercial break here. And you know, like I personally don't consider -1's appearances, if anything, your official debut. As far as I'm concerned, maybe it been Friday on the pre-show, but that's also saying Big Boom and AJ. Yeah, McKerndy, tonight, it's the night after a pay-per-view. You're not gonna get a ton of matches. You're gonna get a skeleton crew, whoever's not injured, who's gonna be in there. And like what we had Mascaro Dorada versus Kyle Fletcher right off the bat. And Kyle's probably in pretty good shape. Now we got a 8-man tag with the Bucks, Hechicero, and Josh Alexander. With Bandito, Brody King, and Jet Speed, which everybody should be in decent shape. I think, and yeah, our main event tonight's going to be a 6-man tag. We're also getting a 4-way women's match. Like, the more people you put in the ring, the less they have to do in the ring. In many respects. Because when the focus is not them, they don't have to work out as much. Swerve tweeted out to Hangman that he's welcome. Nah, doesn't surprise me. There, Swerve Strickland is. Wow, that voice crack went. Swerve Strickland has basically turned into the Undertaker of AEW. Sort of the conscience that doesn't need the title for the moment. Don't get me wrong, he's gonna get a title shot, but and Bray, to answer your question, who's next for Toni? I'm thinking, yeah, the women's yeah, it's for $100K. Once again, it is Tony Khan's easiest booking element. You want to give a reason for 4 women to be in the ring? Winner gets $100,000. For me, that's like. But no, in many ways, I do feel that Tony's probably going to end up with somebody once again out of Stardom for that Forbidden Door show, or somebody out of Europe. Heard Tony Khan took the $100,000 from Don Callis. Maybe it was a fine. Now, did you guys see Don Callis' reaction when he found out that the unified title is now under Continental rules because that won? So Callis is no longer allowed at ringside for the matches involving the unified title. Drop like a sack of potatoes. Yeah, Callis was just, thank you for the opportunity for the win. Then all of a sudden he hears that stipulation. He's like, fuck. I love how they're just fighting off that. Oh, no, it's not off topic at all. This is the first of 2 residencies. That is definitely something we're talking about. They're doing a residency in Chicago, which I think is brilliant right now. A venue like this for 6 nights. With the fact they're not going to get a ton of people over the summer. It's like trying to get wrestling in Saskatoon in the middle of summer, and they had 800 people for that. Think about taking the train to. Hey, you know what? If you can afford the time, you can afford the money, I'd say go. Thanks for reminding me. I got to get my tickets to TNA yet. They're going to be here. They're going to be here for Victory Road on September 26th and a taping on the 27th. So. Amtrak system, absolutely. Well, that sucked. Oh my God, double knees to both of them. That's dirty. Come on now. It's weird seeing AEW collisions are on Thursdays like tomorrow or Saturdays every other week because it's mainly. Well, they're taping tomorrow for Saturday. Just let's clarify that. And if there's anything going on Saturday, they just want to move out of there, Bray. I don't blame them. They're not like WWE and like to double book everything. Like, let's face it. We got a tape show going on. What's gonna be better, the live show or the tape show? Want to feel the aura of the ECW arena? It's different now. It is very different than what it used to be, but like everything else, doing double booking kills. Well, I don't know if it kills a crowd. It just doesn't expand it. Because more often than not, you're getting maybe 10 to 20% of people that are watching multiple products, and just because of time, more often than not. Like, I'm not against WWE whatsoever, but I just don't have time to watch it all. I am a replay guy for WWE right now. Like, unless there's a certain couple of wrestlers. Oh, God. Bandito looked like he was about to kill him there. Oh, Bandito is a star, yeah. Like, the only reason he hasn't gotten bigger than he is right now in terms of popularity, it's simple. He concussed himself the first spot in coming back in at Christmas time, remember? Now it's after coming off a year injury. Oh, yeah, he's part of that six-man tag open up, yeah. Yeah, Bray, but it's afternoon and evening, so at least for NXT's sake, they're actually going to be able to have everybody be able to watch it. And don't be surprised if NXT No Mercy is scheduled for the 20th of September. Same night as All Out. That's gotta suck. All right, Hitchesero gets the pin on Bandito, so it looks like we're going to be... They're going straight to break. They're not even waiting here. Don't care about... Nats, like I said, there's 10 to 20% of people that will watch everything no matter what. Like, they'll either PVR it or they'll have two monitors or anything going on. I tried doing the two monitor thing here on stream, and it felt like I was focusing on one more than the other, rather than giving both the love they deserve. Yes and no. It's like having a conversation, right? Like, I could be talking to you about one thing or the other, but and like, for example, Bray will probably talk more about the WWE show or the NXT show, and you'd be talking more about the AEW show. And you don't want to feel like you're picking on one versus the other or whatnot when you're talking about certain products here. And once again, I reiterate, I don't think either product's bad. It's just I have time limits. I work 40 hours a week. I stream 20 hours a week. I edit 10 hours a week. Like, it's like people say, it's work-life balance, right? When you have no life, it's all work. Oh, and sorry, Zodiac. That message in Discord was for the other two guys because I knew you were here. All right, Bray. Thank you for the stretch. And good to see you here tonight, Nick. We're about to hear from Cope. We'll see how things go there. I'll be honest, I'm not in a great shape today, so... Been a little under the weather the last few days here, so... Thank you for the stretch. But no, I get it completely. Glad you're just chilling and relaxing tonight. Hope you're having a good time. And it's been a good night so far for AEW. It's like, did I expect fireworks and craziness like we've seen every other week? No. Eventually, you got to calm that stuff down. At least a little bit. Like, give yourself a couple weeks to breathe before you start ramping up again. Because what? They got 6 weeks now until Forbidden Doors, so. As we're about ready to get Cope out here. At least he doesn't have to worry about anybody dying in the ring. Love how Justin Roberts doesn't fire it up the same way. I'm just looking forward to this match coming up. So I really wonder what he's going to say here. Is Christian actually going to show up tonight, or is FTR going to come out and make a little appearance here to stare down Cope? They're going to need Nigel come out to make the save. And we're going to get this every time Cope comes out, aren't we? I Everybody has their own influx on everything. It's like Samantha Irvin always had her own dialect on everything and everybody enjoyed it. There's also Howard Finkel that was like that too. Oh, I forgot the SPs were on tonight. Cope's never going to get tired of that, is he? We got that twice now tonight. So FTR will come on in and say, we're not going to let you get any reaction anymore. No. Yes, yes, he has. All right. Bray, he's been a long way before that. So if you didn't know, Shivani actually started in WWE or WWF. Sorry. Don't turn them faces right now. Cranium out of his ass? All right, that's where I thought we were going with this. Either way, FTR was going to get involved in this, whether Christian's there or not. Uh huh. I'll get to your question in a sec, Bray. Let's get through the segment here. Yeah, they were talking this all the way back in, like, before he even signed. No, they just can't win. Yep. Well, look at Adam Cole. He's in the same boat right now. Wow. I don't think it's happening, but oh, here we go. 500 security guards. I wouldn't go that far, Bray. Just remember the last time Joey Styles worked an Evolve show. Also, JD from New York is another example. No, they cannot say everything without hesitation. You can get ratioed out just as easy. And that's coming from a former indie pro wrestling commentator. If you check our YouTube channel, I have at least half of maybe 500, 600 matches under my belt. I love this crowd. The Hathaway family reunion. They're pulling a Don Callis on Stokely right now. We're being 3 anonymous emails. Yep. Uh huh. Stokely's saying this. I don't believe him one bit. All right. Well, I thank you. You look like a garbage bag on Saturday. This crowd is great. I love this crowd. I'm surprised he's not wearing dark pants tonight. Security just said, "Tell this. I'm not dealing with this shit." Oh, God, yes. Let's go. Now this brings FTR back into the mix. All right. Well, if he can't touch FTR, that's the way to do it here. All right, we're getting preview of tonight's main event here. Going back to your question, Bray, I'd have to say my number one commentary team probably Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan, because I prefer more about stories than I do just having to call random moves. He had everything lined up perfectly too. Uh huh. I like this. Invoke the spirit. This has nothing to do with the match tonight. That's always the fun part about this. Oh, now we're getting the four-way for the $100,000. Wow, it's already an hour 15 in. Holy crap. Sorry, just trying to get some plans set up here. Just trying to get a hold of people for some stuff later on here, folks. Sorry about that. I really wonder where Statlander's going in this point. Like, is she going to be joining part of the Death Riders right now, or is the Death Riders going to be a thing after tonight? Do they get a new member? Do they punt Moxley? There's a lot more questions than answers when it comes to the main event tonight. But once again, it's like Tony Khan's using the easiest booking method in the world. The easiest booking method in the world is literally just are the Death Riders. I don't know. I don't even know the Death Riders are going to be a thing after tonight. That's the part I'm wondering about. My prediction is she does eventually end up with Wheeler. And they start getting the tag team division. Like, I do think those tag titles are going to show up sooner than later. Personally, having a tag team tournament for the women, culminating in Forbidden Door, because it feels like women's tag team wrestling is part of the Forbidden Door. I wonder what Tekla's feud with Jamie Hayter would have been like if Jamie was going to be in shape to do it. Uh-oh. Statlander just getting the piss beat out of her here. See, would love a Thekla Mina feud. Hey, you know what? I would not mind that one bit, personally. If there's some way we could get, well, the only thing is, Mina, I'd like to see her stay in ROH for a little while right now. Get that title back to whoever, well, I'm assuming Red Velvet is going to get the title back when they reunite them again, but I'd like to see her stay down there for right now. God bless Tekla. That is the ultimate breakup of that move. Could you imagine if they had like a, like they had the mixed match challenge? If you had like a Wrestling Nations challenge, and the fact that we get Tekla and Gunther as as a team, you know how deadly that would be. What is Amanada up to? Oh, there we go. Nice cross body. Well, wouldn't 100,000 American be like 6 billion in Germany? I know in Canada it would be. Just had it pass by my euro is pretty strong. Okay, so maybe not so much. I haven't checked what the currency conversion is lately. I haven't had to buy too many things from the States lately, so be like 80,000. That ain't bad at all. Oh, we are getting Okada in action. Yeah, we're going to get an already in the ring match with Okada. I don't think it's going to be caster or anything fancy, so. Hey, Chris, since you're on here, and I haven't heard anything back from any of the guys, and I'm sort of 100,000 USD is like 6 million Canadian. Eh, I get that feeling. Um, do you want to just start a run with just you and me in here, just in case if they don't show up? We can come back to that and finish the last two sessions next week and the week after if you want. Yeah, I'm thinking we'll do it that way. It's always better when you have everybody here, and if it is sort of my fault that I didn't get a hold of you guys to confirm anything, mainly because I've been panicking about Google treating me like a piece of garbage here. So yeah, well, one way or the other, we will be doing 2K25 here, whether it be a solo. Well, we'll have whether it'll be a double run with me and Chris or being Zodiac, Chris Zodiac. You all know him. You all love him. Or else it'll be the four of us. Because we can always come back to it later on, so not a big deal either way. But we will be starting the solo run once again, season 2. We will start that on Saturday, and we will be running it on Saturdays. And like for example, after SummerSlam, we will run. That'll probably be our first pay-per-view. We'll run after SummerSlam itself. So Jesus. Oh God. Tekla just said, no, 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 no. We ain't playing that game. That spider suplex gotta hurt like a son of a gun. Okay, that was a nice little combination move there. Could you imagine Tekla getting the win here? Oh no, we're in that mode where everybody's going to be hitting their finishers now. Or Amanada's going to destroy someone with a headbutt. Nice. Jesus. These ladies getting time tonight too, which I'm happy to see. Yes, we get 2 weeks of Saturdays of Collision. I'm happy. Then we go back to Thursday right before SummerSlam. Then we get a couple more. I think we get 2 more Saturdays, then another Thursday. Oh, look out. Air raid crash at its finest. Oh, Aubrey hit 3. Aubrey hit 3. She smacked her hand on the mat for the 3rd time. Now they're going to fight all the way to the back. Oh, she got that neck breaker in. Okay, attaboy, Taz. Uh-huh, here we go. Oh my God, she got misted. Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't see her. I threw something in there. We haven't heard from Vic, so. Well, Tekla's a little bit richer. All right, no, thank you, PJC. Appreciate it. Sorry I didn't mention it to you. I've been a little off today. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to have 2 conversations at once here. So it looks like we will have our group. Oh. See, I honestly thought this middle person would be Elena Black. It just seems like it's such an easy move for everyone. Oh, that's right. We get a Toni Storm promo coming up too. So, but yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of fun here tonight. I wonder what kind of story we're gonna get with, like, this thing with Chris and Willow just doesn't seem like it wants to settle itself. It's sort of I don't want to say PG because, well, frankly, Statlander's been involved in some of these bloodbaths too, and Willow has as well. Actually, they were teammates on that one. But it almost feels like this is a PG version of Hangman and Swerve. If that makes sense at all. It's like 2 people that are just mortally stuck to each other and just can't get away from each other enough, and just they're not allowing the other one to get ahead regardless. And it was up until the one actually helped the other and admitted, we got to work together, that it actually worked out. So But yeah, we still got Timeless Tony Storm to do a promo. We got Okada coming in for a Already in the Ring match, I'm guessing. And then we got that main event, that 6-man tag, which I don't know how that's going to go, to be honest. This makes zero sense. Who wants spiders in their house? I'll give you that one, Nats. Attaboy. Appreciate you for that. But no, Tekla being with Julia Hart and Sky Blue, actually, if she could be the heavy hitter, right? So it actually does make a lot of sense to do that. And Julia hasn't been able to get that TBS championship since she lost it there. Who was it? It was Statlander or Willow that ended up taking it from her? Or was that another injury one that happened? The TBS and TNT titles have been the most unluckiest titles in the world. Basically, with anybody getting them, they get injured. So I don't know which way those are going to go here. So, but now we're getting into Toni Storm, which I'd assume they're going to put her towards some kind of. Oh, I thought Toni was already in the. Oh, never mind. She's in the balcony. This is the perfect venue for her. Gay Banta. Storm is absolutely awesome. I agree with you, Nats. Ooh. Until Athena comes out and starts doing a promo over her. Can wait for the interview when all things said or done and she talks about the timeless gimmick. It'll be interesting to see how she talks about this part of her career right now. Because it really did define her now. She only made one false move. She's never. No, she's not. There's no way. Would you leave if the last thing that you got in your face was a cream pie from Vince? Take that whatever way you want. No, RJ City had a lot to do with it, Nats. That's one of the things that people have talked about. RJ City has helped because he's familiar with the source material for the Turner Classic Movies and such. Mox had a gas mask. She had a cream pie. Yeah, fair enough. Yikes. Reattachment surf. Luther getting chanced by the crowd. And then Athena never going back? Who knows? She didn't get a fair shot to start, but it wouldn't surprise me if she does. But all depends. It's all about the good situation for yourself, right? I still feel we're not done with Mercedes here. Wide hipped heifer. You see the twitch in Billy's face? Are they said? Did they just spoil it? And she physically disappears. Shark Week next week. Darby will be back. Well, Billy just showing a little extra evil with that little lip movement. The Matrix. They're turning him face. They're turning Christian face already. Where's Penelope on all this? Is asking about Penelope more like a Poochie comment? Like everybody should be asking where Penelope is if Penelope's not here involved this? This kid is going to be such a blue chip. Ah, I told you guys. Already in the ring. I think this might have been one of the security guys Stoke had. Oh, God. Shut up already. Nobody in the crowd gives two shits about Callis right now. And I love it. By God, Okada. I love that with Taz. This new music for him? Ha! He left Callis hanging there, attaboy. Attaboy, Okada. I knew I liked you for some reasons. Love that title, though. I'd say more so by the actions of Don Callis and the family. So they're doing a double shot in Cincinnati. It's in the summer. I really appreciate how they do the double shots the way that they do. During the fall and the winter, not so much, but during the summer, it's really hard to get people to convince to, especially up here in Canada. It is extremely hard to convince people to show up for wrestling on a weekend. Nice drop kick. This shouldn't be long. There it is. And we're done. And Okada's gone from plain black to like stylish black tights. See, I just want to get rid of those titles, period. All right, who's first opponent? Let's go. Bitch. Really? Ooh, here we go. Well, folks, what is the phrase that's been commonly used? Business has just picked up. Oh, this is going to be fun. I don't know when we're going to get this match, but I'm happy. I'm happy we're getting this. Look at that suit. I need a suit like that. Could you imagine me in a bedazzled suit like that coming down? Like sitting on stream with a bedazzled suit like that? Granted, I'd have to probably have 3 times the rhinestones that Swerve does. I really don't know why Okada would call it Swerve as his first challenger, but especially since Don can't help him. By the way, Swerve's got a new music video out today. Got to listen to a little clip of it. It's pretty cool, but God bless this crowd. Is that it? All right, we got our main event coming up next. Only 10 minutes to go, so I got a feeling this is going to go hectic and crazy. To go to our last commercial break, I guess a really quick Dynamite tonight overall. Like, it hasn't felt like 2 hours, but there's been a few bullet points, and I guess after you've been through a 6-hour pay-per-view like we were, this being 2 hours sort of, time just breezes away when you're having fun, right? Time flies when you're having fun, isn't that the phrase the kids say? But either way, as per tradition, we give you a rundown of what's going on the channel here in the next few days. Once again, everybody, thank you for being here, whether you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Twitch. For those people on Twitch next time, or those on YouTube, next time we're going to be up is on Saturday with the AEW Collision Sidecast, featuring an appearance by Dustin Rhodes. Nothing else is announced yet. We'll know the whole card tomorrow. For those on Twitch, immediately following tonight's presentation, AEW Dynamite, we're going to fire up 2K25. We're going to have the 4-way My GM mode. We got 3 of the 4 of us here ready to go. Haven't heard from Vic yet, so ECW might be running on its own again today, but we're 4/5 of the way through season 1. Or we're going to be 4/5 of the way through season 1 here by the time we're done. And then tomorrow, normally we do River City Girls, but we're going to move that probably to Sunday. We're going to be doing the winter or the weekend classic weekday edition for MLB The Show 25. So they're throwing an extra one in because, well, frankly, there's no baseball right now. So they're giving everybody an opportunity to get some more games in right now before the big game starts. So, and then no stream tomorrow, or sorry, no stream Friday. Saturday we'll be here with AEW Collision once again, both channels. And we're going to begin season 2 of my solo run for 2K25 my GM mode. So we'll start our solo run there. Sunday, once again, probably River City Girls. And then hopefully, as long as work doesn't treat me as stupidly as it did this week, we'll get into the Fight Club on Tuesday night. We got a lot of stuff to talk about with Mark of the Wolves, or City of the Wolves, sorry. Street Fighter 6 is coming. We got a couple weeks of Street Fighter 6 coming up before Sagat comes out. We got Ken coming out soon as well for City of the Wolves. But as always, folks, thank you for being here. Always appreciate you. Make sure you hit the sub or the follows. You know the buttons to hit when you're in channels like this. But no matter what, thank you for being here. That's the most important thing compared to anything else. And Wheeler went up the wrong door. Wow, he almost... Justin Roberts had to catch himself. He started AEW World Champion. So yeah, as much as we like to talk about this happening, we know Joe's off promoting Twisted Metal, which is coming out in just over 2 weeks. Sorry, 2 weeks from tomorrow. It's debuting again. Yeah, and Ospreay, we'll see how long he's going to be out for. I assume they're just going to give him some time to chill right now. Could you imagine MJF coming out tonight and cashing in? Hobbs is just pissed. Of course, Robert shouldn't say that too loud with Moxley around, mentioning the new champion. That was the weird part I found about the whole thing. Moxley literally did not have anything listed. Of course, we're getting the overtime call once again. At least I don't have to worry about it on Saturday, hopefully. With the fact that it's a tape show, they should be able to edit it up so we're able to... Me. Uh-oh, here, dropping news. Osprey expected to be out over a month. I told you. From it, that just came down from SRS here. It just makes sense. Like for everything that Osprey's been going through and everything he's been doing, and this is the most important time of the year. And if you're going to take some time off, while I do believe in momentum, I also believe in this roster. Because if you're not going to step up, somebody will. And if Osprey needs some time off, I don't think there's any problem with anybody else coming in to replace. Oh, God. Moxley looks, I don't want to say scared, but apprehensive. Like there's a lot of regrouping here and a lot of not sure which way you want to call it here, just very, very apprehensive. As you see Hobbs taking full control, doing the Charleston shuffle on a suplex. You notice that Hangman or Moxley haven't tagged in yet? And you're probably not going to see him until the very last spot of the night. Which actually makes perfect sense. Them all injured and, have to deal with all that garbage. Red Bull gives you wings. Sorry, just saw the commercial there and just went with it. Oh, now Hangman's in the match. All right. Like I said, tonight I didn't expect a whole lot. I expected it just to be like very kosher. Keep things very stable and solid. Of course, the champ's going to show up, but I really didn't expect him and Moxley to be in the same match. Hey, KJ, how you doing tonight? It's been a interesting episode of Dynamite. It's not been as crazy as it always is. Had it looks like we're probably getting Athena and Toni Storm at Forbidden Door if things got spoiled. Oh, the Adam Cole shirt versus Ryu? Yep. I thought it was sort of apropos today. First shirt back. I'm starting to run out of AEW shirts with people that actually are on the roster at this point. So, But no, Tekla won $100,000 in a challenge with Willow Statlander and Queen Aminata. The Bucks got embarrassed again. With Jet Speed, Bandito, and Brody King taking on the Bucks and two members of the Callis family, Hichisero and Josh Alexander. While basketball's one of the two things that's only available tonight. There's no baseball. So all there is WNBA and the NBA Summer League. Uh, Moxley's got that look of you dumb fucked up. Don't ever fight a big black man and pull his hair. And Castelli goes after. But no, other than that, it's been, like I said, it's flown right by. Like, it doesn't feel like 2 hours, and it's sort of the same feeling we had on Saturday. The fact it didn't feel like 6 hours of wrestling just for AEW there. But yeah, we're just trying to figure out how everything's going on and how everything's adding up here. I'm really surprised too, but you do see what he's doing, right? And this is something I was mentioning. If you're going to have the champ in action, you're not getting the A+ game tonight. Moxley loves getting involved in these matches like this. Like, you see when Mox gets into the match, he gets a few shots in and tags out right away. He's not really doing a whole lot. But yeah, we're having a fun time tonight. I will admit it is a little bit more subdued compared to what we saw on Saturday, which actually makes a lot of sense because, well, see, once again, Moxley, one shot, gets out. Now Mox is starting to feel a little bit more. Oh my God, Hobbs with that snap slam. Let's go. Oh, and in case some people were wondering, I'm going to find out tomorrow, but we might. Hey, Vic, good to see you. The TikTok experiment might be a blown experiment at this point. You made it. Good. I wasn't sure because I've had a little bit of issues today with my computer, so I didn't get a chance to send a note out. PJC is going to be a couple seconds late, but TikTok is jank anyway. Oh, there he is. Well, he's already here. TikTok is jank anyway. I get you. It's more. Well, I'm still banned till tomorrow, so I get to reapply tomorrow. Somebody's got to come out here and fix Marina up. Damn, what a shot. I don't know. They didn't even give me a reason. That's the part that upsets me, PJC. What I've heard is if your streams are too dark, they won't let you have them on there. And I use the same background on the shorts. So maybe that's what happened. But yeah, no, all it says is rejected. You can apply in 7 days. So I don't know what's happening there. So personally, I'm just gonna, we'll ride it out. I might end up doing. I don't even know exactly what I'll do for a setup here. I'm thinking maybe we'll do YouTube Shorts. I got to set up a third stream for that. Or we could. Oh, just waiting for the. Thought we got a tag there coming in, but we'll see how things set up as we get going here. But I'm just happy that I'm here on two streams, and both are pretty hopping here. I'll be honest. I expected to be a little quieter tonight, just because there is a little bit of burnout, and while the momentum's high for AEW right now, I think a lot of people realize that right after a PLE, you're going to have a little bit of a lull, just a tiny one. I expect next week, well, especially since it's Shark Week next week, I expect a little bit more fireworks next week, to be honest with you. Because if it's Shark Week, they're going to want the extra revenue. They're going to want the extra, well, not just revenue, the viewerships and all that. So just firing up the old Xbox, getting it ready here. So, like real sharks, well, I don't know. Could end up getting him in a steel cage or something. But no, this is the week that they show the Sharknado movie, and Jaws gets repeated over and over. Shark Boy. But the fact that it looks like we're getting Athena and Toni Storm at Forbidden Door. Moxley's actually in the ring consistently for a little bit. I'm actually very proud of him at this point. Discord trying to sell stuff to me again. Ugh. I almost want. Oh my god, Mox slipped. I wonder if MJF cashes in tonight. Could you imagine? Well, Hangman's ready. And of course, Wheeler's a legal man now. Moxley's done for the match now. He's done his work. You could tell Hangman's fighting that one leg. That right knee is acting up, or left knee is acting up a lot. Almost thinks this might end in a dead eye. Oh, God, no way. Do not let Wheeler Yuta pin the champ. Okay, Ricochet and Era Fox. We've had that one a few times, but... Shibata versus Roosh. Yes, please. Bane and Mello. That'll be a hell of a match. So there's your everyone from banned from ringside. So, and Taya versus Alex Windsor. So we're getting 2 women's matches on Saturday. The Alex Windsor singles debut is an AEW signed wrestler. Well, Hobbs just said to hell with that idea. Psycho Knee, Froggy Bow. Everybody hits their special. Everybody hits their finisher and... No! Here we go. There you go. Jackknife Pin does it. They really ran it late tonight. All right, where's MJF? Just saw a couple clips. What a cool venue. Yeah. It's a theater, basically, and they're running here for the next 3 weeks. The next 6 shows are going to be held here, so they're doing 2 residencies this year. They got 6 shows here, and then after Forbidden Door, they're going to Philly for 6 shows. Yep, the 2300. Oh, there he is. I knew he'd be here. And good thing Moxley's wearing black trunks. Looks like we're eventually going to get Darby and Mox. Oh, we got... I can't wait for next week. Billy Starks and Tony Storm. There could be a cash-in after that match, but I doubt it. I think they're going to do Forbidden Door, to be honest. No, tonight was an okay show. I'm not going to kid anybody thinking that it was like a 35-star kind of show. But I do think it was pretty solid, if you ask me. It was, like I said, it wasn't anything overly crazy, but could have done without Hollywood Hogan face on Mox after spotting Sting. I mean, Darby, yeah. He's been doing that all match. That's the thing. He's been literally doing that the whole match tonight. He's had those weird, like he hasn't looked right. So I can understand the psychology of what he was doing, but I don't. Well, we'll see how things pan out. I'm just gonna let it sit out and play out. But having Thekla win, we're still got Willow and Statlander going at it. Kyle Fletcher on a collision course with Dustin Rhodes, no pun intended. We got the EVPs being ridiculed by everybody right now, or the former EVPs, Matt and Nick Jackson. Even Justin Roberts gave them a good running at on their ring introductions and the Tron and everything. And then our main event here. Okada came out. I guess we're getting Okada Swerve coming up, which I find funny because it's Okada's buddy, or it's Swerve's buddies who made Okada's new song for his upcoming, or for his entrance now. Apparently a couple of Swerve's buddies sung it, so. But yeah, with that being said, it was good. I'm not going to say great because we've already dealt with great. Great was, we've seen it. It's all good. But with that being said, we're going to wrap up this portion of the show. I want to thank everybody over on the YouTube side for hanging around. See that Trevor Bauer served up the longest home run in professional Japan's minor league. That doesn't surprise me. Did O'Neal Cruz show up over in Japan or something? I don't know. It was probably a 10-year-old that did it. But on that note, YouTube, once again, thank you. We will be back here on Wednesday night or Saturday night with AEW Collision. So make sure you stop by and say hello. But with that being said, we're going to wrap things up over on that end. And thank you for being here. We'll see you on Saturday.